The car behind me is a 1993 Mazda RX-7. It's one of the least reliable cars in this world, and that's the fun. You're probably wondering, how do you make your RX-7 reliable? I mean, I have that problem. So what I'm going to do here is show you how to make the most reliable RX-7 there is. Why? Because we already know this one's not going to run. The problem with this car back here is that it's not reliable, and it never will be. So while you're having fun modding that car out, remember, it's going to break. One of the very first things to making this car reliable, don't touch anything. Done. That's the most reliable this car will ever get. If you even think about adding 1 horsepower, whether it's through the intake, the exhaust, any modification whatsoever, you're damaging the structural integrity of the car. And although all these cars are already out of warranty, it was intended to do so much. Now, a couple people have found a handful of mods that will make the car more reliable in so many people's opinion. And that's great, and that's done at your own risk. But this car was never meant to be reliable. And here are a couple tips for guys that want to buy a car like this. First of all, it will replace every other nightmare you have. So if you have other nightmares you like, this car isn't going to be good for you. It will break. Additionally, this is a modder's car, meaning that people who love to tweak, twist, turn, adjust, look at statistics, this is the type of car for you. It's not meant for people who like to set it and forget it. It's not that type of car. Now, a car like this is actually a lot of fun to beat on. The problem, when this car gets beat on, it gets temperamental right back at you. Here's some of the least reliable parts about a Mazda RX-7. 1. The engine. It's also the best part of the car. I mean, a rotary engine is one of the coolest engines there are. I mean, it's bucking the system, it's not a piston, it sounds different. People call you riding a lawnmower. You get to deal with that. But the rotary engine is not that reliable in this generation of car. It burns oil by design, but it also breaks much earlier than a normal piston engine. The second most unreliable part about this car, vacuum hoses. A lot of us guys call it the rat's nest, but that's even being nice. There are so many vacuum hoses that if one breaks or one pops off or one happens to split open, or heaven forbid you put the upper intake manifold, the top part back there, on top and accidentally squeeze one of them, your turbochargers will act differently, if not work at all. So I've experienced that, and many others have. So one of the most trusty things that you can have by your side is a vacuum hose diagram. The third most unreliable part about the car is the turbochargers. Now, before you guys go nuts, I'm not speaking about the turbochargers themselves. They're actually quite reliable. It's what turbocharging a rotary engine does to the car and its reliability. Anytime you're forcing air into that engine, you're increasing the chance of it breaking. Every time my engines broke or had problems was because I was slamming on the gas, getting as much boost as I could, and it was either cold outside or I had complete disregard for the boost sensor or settings. Now that we've discussed a lot of the things that make this car unreliable, remember, it's a sports car. It embodies something that all of us enjoy. Now that you know what makes this car unreliable, throw all those rules out the window, because it's the love of the game that makes this car fun. And fixing the car, of course, because you're going to be doing a lot of that. I'll catch you guys next time.